Joseph Antonio Cartagena was born on August 19, 1970, in the South Bronx, New York City, where he was raised by parents of Puerto Rican and Cuban descent. Now 54 years old, this hip-hop legend has weathered decades of success, controversy, and personal transformation. Currently residing primarily in New York, Fat Joe sold his Miami mansion for $3.25 million in 2022, marking another chapter in his ever-evolving story. Growing up in the Forest Houses, a public housing project in the Morrisania neighborhood, young Joseph's childhood was marked by poverty and survival. He began stealing at a young age to support his family and admits he was a bully. During those formative years, his older brother Angel, who tragically passed away in November 2024, introduced him to hip-hop music and changed the trajectory of his life forever. After being kicked out of the family apartment, following a fight with his father, Cartagena began dealing drugs on the streets. The transformation from street hustler to rap artist began when he adopted the alias Fat Joe Da Gangsta and became part of the legendary rap group DITC, formed by producer Diamond D, after performing at the Apollo Theater's Amateur Night in 1991. Fat Joe was represented by music executive Chris Lighty and signed to Relativity Records. In the early 1990s, his debut album Represent was released in 1993, spawning the single Flow Joe, which reached #1 on the Billboard Hot Rap Songs chart and announced the arrival of a new voice in hip-hop. But it was his 2001 album Jealous Ones Still Envy that catapulted Fat Joe to mainstream stardom. The album, produced by Irv Gotti, featured the massive hit What's Love with Ja Rule and Ashanti, which peaked at #2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and sold over 4.5 million copies. The song became a cultural phenomenon, appearing in movies and dominating radio waves worldwide. In 2004, Fat Joe and Terror Squad released Lean Back, which topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 3 consecutive weeks and became a summer anthem that defined an era. Throughout his career, Fat Joe founded Terror Squad Entertainment in 1997, discovering and signing artists who would become legends themselves, including Big Pun, Remy Ma, DJ Khaled, Tony Sunshine, and the production duo Cool and Dre. His relationship with Big Pun was particularly significant, as he helped launch the career of the first Latino rapper to achieve platinum status as a solo artist. When Big Pun died suddenly in 2000 from a heart attack, Fat Joe was devastated, later saying he had never seen a young person die from obesity-related causes. The early 2000s brought Fat Joe into one of hip-hop's most notorious feuds with 50 Cent and G-Unit. The conflict erupted when Fat Joe collaborated with Ja Rule, 50 Cent's rival, on multiple tracks. 50 Cent responded with the diss track Piggy Bank, targeting both Fat Joe and Jadakiss. The feud escalated for years, with both artists releasing verbal attacks and even staging a fake funeral for Fat Joe. In a YouTube video, the rivalry finally ended in 2012 when both rappers performed together at the Bet Hip Hop Awards in honor of their deceased mutual friend and manager, Chris Lighty. Fat Joe's life took a serious turn in December 2012 when he pleaded guilty to tax evasion for failing to pay income tax on over $3 million from 2007 to 2010. On June 24, 2013, he was sentenced to 4 months in federal prison. He began serving his sentence on August 26, 2013, and was released on November 28, 2013. The experience humbled him and marked a turning point in his approach to both business and life. In recent years, Fat Joe underwent a dramatic physical transformation, losing over 100 pounds through diet and exercise. His weight loss journey became so notable that when actress Jada Pinkett Smith posted a photo in 2024, social media users confused her appearance with Fat Joe's new look, causing Fat Joe weight loss to trend on social media. He revealed in a 2023 interview with Men's Health that his health transformation was motivated by watching friends and family members struggle with obesity-related health issues. Fat Joe's business ventures expanded beyond music as he opened a sneaker store called Up NYC in Harlem, which has grown to 3 locations. In 2023, he partnered with It's a 10 Haircare to launch an at-home beard and hair coloring collection for men. He also hosts the podcast Coca Vision on various platforms, where he discusses music, friendships, and pop culture with industry personalities. His personal life has remained relatively stable compared to his public controversies. Fat Joe has been married to his wife Lorena since 1995, after meeting her in 1993 at a Miami nightclub where he was performing. They have one daughter together, Azariah, born on May 12, 2006. He also has two sons from previous relationships, Joey, who was born when Fat Joe was 19 and has autism and Down syndrome, and Ryan, born in the mid-1990s. Fat Joe has spoken openly about the challenges and rewards of raising a child with special needs as a young single father. In December 2024, Fat Joe released his 11th studio album, The World Changed on Me, dedicated to his late brother Angel. The album featured collaborations with Remy Ma, Chris Rock, Anita, DJ Khaled, and Babyface, proving that even 5 decades into life, he continues to evolve as an artist. In May 2025, he reunited with former rival Jadakiss to launch a podcast called Joe and Jada in partnership with Rock Nation and Boost Mobile, focusing on music, entrepreneurship, and sports. However, Fat Joe's recent success has been overshadowed by explosive legal troubles. On June 19, 2025, he was sued for $20 million by his former hype man, Terrence T.A. Dixon, who alleged that the rapper engaged in sexual acts with minors and coerced him into more than 4,000 sexual acts to maintain his position within Fat Joe's organization. The lawsuit details 16 years of alleged abuse, financial exploitation, and psychological manipulation. Dixon claims he witnessed Fat Joe engage in sexual relations with 15 and 16-year-old girls, and that he was forced to participate in sexual acts with women against his will. Fat Joe's attorney, celebrity criminal lawyer Joe Tacopina, who has defended figures ranging from A$AP Rocky to Donald Trump, called the allegations complete fabrications and lies intended to damage his reputation and force a settlement through public pressure. Tacopina characterized the lawsuit as a blatant act of retaliation, following Fat Joe's own April 2025 lawsuit against Dixon for extortion, slander, and defamation. The legal battle has created a cloud over Fat Joe's legacy and raised serious questions about the culture of power and exploitation in the music industry. The accusations have brought renewed scrutiny to a previous incident from 2010, when Fat Joe and members of his entourage were detained and questioned after a University of Wisconsin student reported an alleged sexual assault following a performance at the city's Orpheum Theater. At the time, Fat Joe's attorney dismissed the woman as a pretender groupie, attempting to shake down the rapper for money, and no charges were filed. Despite the current legal controversies, Fat Joe's influence on hip-hop culture remains undeniable. He has appeared in numerous films including Scary Movie 3, Happy Feet, and Cradle to the Grave, and starred in Spike Lee's Netflix series She's Gotta Have It. His charitable work includes donating computers to his old school and speaking at educational assemblies. He maintains a strong social media presence with 5.7 million Instagram followers and continues touring internationally. Fat Joe's story represents both the heights of hip-hop success and the complexities of fame, power, and accountability. From a young man stealing to survive in the Bronx housing projects to becoming a multi-millionaire entertainment mogul, his journey embodies the American dream while also illustrating its potential dark side as he faces the most serious allegations of his career at age 54. Fat Joe's legacy hangs in the balance between his undeniable contributions to hip-hop culture and the serious questions about his conduct behind the scenes. Whether the current legal battles will define his final chapter or simply represent another obstacle in a life marked by resilience and reinvention remains to be seen. What is certain is that Joseph Antonio Cartagena's story continues to unfold, with each new development adding layers to one of hip-hop's most complex and controversial figures. His transformation from Fat Joe to a healthier, More introspective version of himself seemed to signal a new beginning, but the recent allegations suggest that some chapters from his past may not be as closed as he hoped.